Rolls to his right, fires downfield, has McDonough at the 25, far sideline, gets a block, 10, 5, touchdown!
Runner tags, throw down to home plate. On line, throw back to third, tag is in time!
And I now have the privilege of presenting a valedictorian award for Canyon Lake High School to Erica Colston.
You're watching Hawks Network!
Tonight, Hawks Network is live with Canyon Lake High School girls varsity basketball. The 24-6 Canyon Lake Hawks look to keep the red-hot play going as they host the 7-14 Bandera Bulldogs in a District 28 4A matchup. Hawks Network is your home for live Canyon Lake girls varsity basketball.
Welcome to Hawk Gym for a night of 28 4A basketball as the Canyon Lake Hawks take on the Bandera Bulldogs. On the Hawks Network, I'm Brain Freeman. Coming up, we're going to have tonight's starters and a look at the district standings as well as these two match up a 28 4A play, and we'll get you ready for tip-off here from Hawk Gym. On the Hawks Network, this is Canyon Lake basketball.
Where Zaxby's is from. Some like it classic. Some like it saucy. For others, it's gotta be crispy. But everyone loves the flavor that brings us together. And whether you like it spicy or old school, you'll like it even more. Because Zaxby's 5 fan favorites are now just $5.99 each. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's.
Flimsy microwave bacon tastes, but Wendy's oven-baked bacon tastes. Add it to fresh, never-frozen beef, and you've got a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. A JBC with 4 nuggets, fries, and a drink is what makes Wendy's 4 for $4 so deliciously different.
Back to Hawk Gym, getting ready for tip-off here between Canyon Lake and Bandera. Quick look at the District 28 4A standings. As you can see, the Hawks right now are tied for first place out to a 2-1 start in 28 4A play, while the Bandera Bulldogs are looking for their first district win. And now looking at the starters for both teams, and starting with Bandera, their top player is number 11, the junior Sydney Graves, the team's top scorer, also leads the team in assists and is their top 3-point threat as well. When looking at the Canyon Lake starting 5, their star is Reagan Hewen, team's leading scorer, more than 16 points per game, 2-time first-team all-district player, and is a verbal commit to play at North Dakota State University Division I basketball following her senior season. This year, the program's all-time leading scorer and trying to lead the Hawks to a big 28 4A win tonight. Tip-off is coming up next. This is Canyon Lake basketball on the Hawks Network.
Hometown is about community. I'm Erin.
And I'm Ben.
We're focused on making every home feel personal. Use the gift you have to make your place better. Get up and do it.
And this is our hometown.
All new Hometown, Monday night at 9, only on HGTV.
Watch HGTV, GVTC, Digital Cable Channel 578. GVTC, just plain smart.
I'm Jaime Buenteo, produce buyer for HEB. We work hard to find the freshest, best produce available. That's why we work with Texas growers to buy local as much as possible. Over 100 million pounds annually. In fact, we sell more produce than any other store in Texas. Grapefruit, corn, blueberries, and tons more. All grown right here in our beautiful backyard and on their way to your store within 24 hours. This is the local Texas produce department at HEB. No store does more than my HEB.
Stream live episodes of your favorite shows on the Food Network app. Download the app and watch the latest shows for free.
Who's got it?
The chance to become a Food Network star.
Well, you know I gotta check it out. Because you're in control.
Let's get these baskets open. Whose dish is on the chopping block?
Your shows.
Well done.
When and where you want them.
It's a life lesson. I'm putting your creative intelligence to the test today.
Wow.
Action. Stream now on your favorite devices.
We help mutants endangered. You're with us now. If you missed an episode of The Gifted, watch anytime. It's the show critics are calling chills-inducing. Promises to be one of the best Marvel TV series.
These people need help.
The Gifted is all new Monday on Fox, or watch anytime on demand or Fox Now.
If you bank at Frost, we'll help keep your money safe. If you use your Frost debit card, the chip will make it more secure. If there's a suspicious transaction on your card, you'll get an alert. If you do, you can freeze your card with the Frost app. If you lose your phone, Touch ID login will help keep the app secure. Of course, if all you need is help from people who care, we've got that too.
And welcome back to Hawk Gym. We'll look right now at the Canyon Lake huddle as the Hawks get ready to take the floor against the Bulldogs, and right now in the midst of the best season in program history. Canyon Lake 24-6 on the year, the 24 wins already, a program record, and this is a team ranked as the 13th best team in Class 4A in the state, according to the most recent poll. And again, a team that features two of the best players in Hawks history. We spoke about Reagan Hewen earlier. Also, a tip of the cap to Alexa Ramos, the 5'4" senior guard, is the program's all-time leader in assists and steals. Those two seniors have led the way to this great start for Canyon Lake, and they have been really tough to beat here at Hawk Gym. 11-1 record here at home. The only team to beat them, Navarro, back in December the 19th. Looking through their 24 wins, a lot of them routes. They've blown out their competition. 10 wins this year by 25 points or more. Now, 28-4A play has been far more competitive for Canyon Lake. They lost their opener against Bernie, but have since won at 2 straight in wins over Hondo, and more recently, early this week on Wednesday, on the road at Fredericksburg. Looking at the Bandera Bulldogs, they come into the game 7-17. They've dropped 5 in a row, and they are the only winless team in 28-4A play. A down year for the Bulldogs. They're coming off one of their better seasons in a decade. Last year, Bandera finished with 19 wins and reached the second round of the playoffs for the first time in 9 years, but the program lost all 9 starters, or 5 starters from last year's team. And each of those starters had 2 years of experience, so head coach Casey Bott is trying to replace that, and it's been tough. Bandera began the year by dropping 8 of their first 9 games, and again, out to an 0-3 start in 28-4A play. This marks the 16th meeting over the past 8 years between these two, Bandera and Canyon Lake. The Bulldogs have the edge in the series 8-7. They swept the season series a year ago, and they have won 5 of the past 6 over Canyon Lake, but the Hawks primed to turn that around here tonight. Abby Wisdom will tip for Bandera. And tipping for Canyon Lake is Skylar Hurst, and we are underway from Hawk Gym. And a quick turnover right off the bat against the Bulldogs, Ashley Shaw. Turnovers have been a big issue for Bandera all year long. They're giving it up about 30 times a game. And we are underway from Hawk Gym on the Hawks Network. Brent Freeman, glad to have you with us here on this Friday night in Canyon Lake. At the point, it is Ramos. Great floor general over the years for the Hawks, helping lead this team to a 24-6 record so far through 30 games. And a good ball movement here by Canyon Lake in the first possession. Open jumper for Hewen is short, and the rebound gathered in by Shaw. Here comes Bandera, trying to hand the Hawks just their second home loss this year, picking up their 3rd road win of the season. A quick whistle and a foul is called against Canyon Lake. Foul charge to Chelsea Shapey, her first, as Bandera inbounds looking for the game's first points. Down low, it's Wisdom, and has the first points of the game for Bandera. Abby Wisdom is one of their better threats, highest shooting percentage on the team at 44%. This is not a great offensive team. Bandera is averaging south of 40 points per game. And in their last game, a week ago against Fredericksburg, a really poor start. The Billies outscored the Bulldogs in the first quarter in that game. 26-9. But a good start here following a bucket, a turnover, and a lay-in the other way for Sydney Graves. And a quick timeout by Coach Burleson. So the Bulldogs open the game on a quick 4-0 run. Earlier before the tip, we went through the district standings. The Hawks 2-1, tied for first place with Fredericksburg and Bernie. All three teams 2-1, 28-4 records. Bandera the only winless team at 0-3. Hondo is 2-2 right now, sitting in fourth place. Last year, the district won by Fredericksburg. A perfect run through 28-4 play for the Billies, 8-0. The only win this team last year was Canyon Lake. What a turnaround this season for the Hawks. In fact, they're coming off 4 straight losing seasons, 12-19 a year ago. But sitting on 24 wins right now, they are 5 shy. If they win out in the regular season, they'll match the win total from the previous 3 seasons combined. It has been quite a year for Coach Burleson and this program. But down early here, 4-0, 90 seconds in. Bulldogs in the zone defense here is Hewen attacking it, and the Hawks are on the board, courtesy of Reagan Hewen. This time next year, she'll be a few thousand miles north, playing Division I basketball in North Dakota State in Fargo, North Dakota. A lot of great athletic programs there. Their football team just won the FCS National Championship. Men's basketball always very good. A quick whistle. And another turnover against Bandera, the second on a 3-second call. Hawk basketball, they're looking for their 3rd win in a row. Meanwhile, the Bulldogs trying to end a 5-game losing streak tonight. Down low, that shot swatted away on the attempt by Shapey. Bandera's got it, leading by 2. Here's Graves in traffic, lost the handle, and the Hawks get it back. Hewitt has a steal. Scored 32 points in 2 games against Bandera last year. Both Bulldogs wins as the Hawks turn it over again. Back comes Bandera. Again, the Bulldogs having a rough year, but a year ago, this team was really good. 6 players were named All-District, including Alex Baumel, who was named All-State for the Bulldogs, but all those players now gone. Hewen another steal for Canyon Lake. Hawks can tie or take their first lead. Here's Ramos attacking down low and ties the game. Alexa Ramos coming off a 7-point effort in Wednesday's win over Fredericksburg, her first bucket tonight. And we're tied at 4. And Ramos' steal. And the Hawks have numbers. Here is Hewen ahead of Graves, and the Hawks have their first lead tonight. Timeout, Bulldogs. Taken by Coach Casey Bottas. More about the Bandera program. Again, last year they won 19 games. They've been a playoff team each of the past 2 seasons, 7 times over the past 10 years. And this is going to mark their first losing season in 3 years. 10 games under 500 coming in. And tonight marking the end of the first half of district play. The second half starts this coming Friday. For the Hawks, their next game will come against the Bernie Greyhounds at home next week. And the final 3 games will come at Hondo January 30th. The final home game against Fredericksburg on February 2nd. And the regular season finale is against Bandera on the road on February 6th. That's when the rematch will take place. Bulldog basketball right now on the wrong end of a 6-0 Canyon Lake run. Here's Kristen Salas, a sophomore, with a post up to Wisdom. Inside, that shot by Kendra Shaw way off. The Shaw sisters out there on the floor right now, the twins, Ashley and Kendra. A steal by Graves, got it away from Hewen. Graves the other way, can't tie it. Right there for the rebound, and the putback is Kristen Salas. 3 different Bulldogs have scored for Bandera. We're tied to 6. Halfway through the first quarter, and a turnover against Canyon Lake. Again, the leaders of this Hawk basketball team are their seniors, Alexa Ramos and Reagan Hewen. But there's a lot of youth on this team, and talented youth at that. 6 sophomores on the floor for Canyon Lake during stretches of the game. Not all at the same time, obviously, but throughout different stages as the Bulldogs turn it back over. Ramos, a drop step, and the finish won't go. Good rebound there by Moses. Back to Ramos. Jumper won't fall. And now free throws coming up for Canyon Lake. It'll be Caroline Kohlberg, one of those sophomores we were speaking of, that has already set the program single-season record in blocks this season. Canyon Lake back in front, courtesy of the free throw made by Kohlberg. This time last Friday, poured in 14 points to the win over Hondo, averaging about 6 points per game. The sophomore got them both. Lainey Moses, another sophomore, started tonight on the floor right now for Canyon Lake. We'll also see Marley Carrizales. We've seen Chelsea Shapey, also a sophomore, the team's second leading scorer in the Winter Fredericksburg on Wednesday. Again, a really good young group for Canyon Lake as Hewitt has a steal. Here is Moses, and she'll take it all the way for a layup. And a 10-6 Canyon Lake lead. Here's Graves, shot blocked there by Jesse Melendez, another sophomore, but a foul called first against Kohlberg. And for the Hawks, their second, team's first, and free throws here for Sydney Graves, a 65% free throw shooter. 2 points already tonight, make it 3. Bandera, not a very good free throw shooting team. Graves, one of their better foul shooters as a team. Bandera 49% from the stripe. But a perfect trip there for Graves. Pulls Bandera to within 2. Pressure by the Bulldogs. Hewen to Carrizales. Now to Moses. Hawks a good job of breaking the press. Bandera back to its zone defense. Good touch pass inside. Melendez lost it though. Taken away by Shaw. And Bandera can tie or take the lead on this trip with 3 minutes to go in the first in a 2-point game. Bounce pass fired inside by Graves, taken away by Canyon Lake. Here go the Hawks up by 2. Here is Hewen inside. Good move, better finish. Hewen already has 6. Coming off a 20-point effort in the win over Fredericksburg on Wednesday. All-time leading scorer in Hawks basketball history. Shaw met by a double team and has the ball ripped away by Kohlberg. Moses up ahead of Carrizales. Layup won't go. A fight for the rebound. It goes to the bounds. Last touch by Canyon Lake. Bulldogs trying to make it a one-possession game on this trip. Jumped out to an early 4-0 lead. It's been all Canyon Lake since then. In the corner, Salas. Good pass, elbow jumper, swatted away by Kohlberg. There's one of those blocks for the sophomore, and back comes Canyon Lake. What a pass inside Hewen, but Carrizales can't finish it. Rebound, putback won't go by Melendez, but the Hawks will keep it. And a sub for Bandera as Kendra Shaw comes out of the game and Patricia Gembler will come in. Here's Carrizales. Now to Hewen, and the Hawks go to work on top by 4. Moses back to Hewen. Now to Melendez. She'll drive it. Pull up is short. Rebound saved by the Hawks, but right to a Bulldog. It's Graves coming back the other way for Bandera. Graves looking to get a little bit of little aggressive here, and the scoop shot won't go. And Hewen another rebound for Canyon Lake. Approaching the final minute of the first quarter. Hewen with the feed inside. Touch pass and the jumper short by Melendez. Rebound Bulldogs. Salas the other way. Coast-to-coast triple. Send her to the free throw line. Salas hasn't shot many free throws this year, only 10. She's made 4. Bulldogs did make 2 free throws early in the quarter. Salas, one of 2 sophomores on the team. And that has 3 points tonight. As Alexa Ramos comes back in for Kenya Lake, Hewen gets her first breather. The Bulldogs will send Deja Morrow in for the first time. And Salas lines up the second free throw. Harking shot is way off. Melendez the rebound for Kenya Lake. Hawks a 3-point lead of the basketball. Alexa Ramos across the timeline for Kenya Lake. It is senior night here, by the way, at Hawk Gym. Ramos recognized before tip-off this evening. The feed inside to Carrizales. Turnaround jumper by Melendez won't go, but right there for the easy putback is Kohlberg. She's got 4, and the Hawks have a 5-point lead. Here's Graves. Matched up against Moses. Attacks against her. Floaters up too strong. Rebound comes off to Kohlberg. Up ahead, Moses ahead of the pack. Layup is short. Rebound put back. Won't go either for Carrizales. Bandera has the board this time with the clock winding down to the first quarter. Salas won't get a shot off. And we are through 1 quarter of play from Hawk Gym. Kenya Lake looking to stay on top of the 28-4 district, leading at the end of 1, 14-9. This is Kenya Lake basketball on the Hawks Network.
Hometown is about community. I'm Erin.
And I'm Ben.
We're focused on making every home feel personal. Use the gift you have to make your place better. Get up and do it.
And this is our hometown.
All new Hometown, Monday night at 9, only on HGTV.
Watch HGTV, GVTC, Digital Cable Channel 578. GVTC, just plain smart.
We help mutants in danger. You're with us now.
If you missed an episode of The Gifted, watch anytime. It's the show critics are calling chills-inducing. Promises to be one of the best Marvel TV series.
These people need hope.
The Gifted is all new Monday on Fox, or watch anytime on demand or Fox Now.
To Hawk Gym, ready to start the second quarter. Good first quarter for Kenya Lake. The Hawks won the quarter 14-9 after Bandera opened the game with a really quick 4-0 run. And Coach Zach Burleson called for a quick timeout, and the Hawks responded appropriately, outscoring the Bulldogs to close the quarter 14-5. By the way, Kenya Lake's boys had action tonight on the road at Bandera. They're winless so far in district at 0-2. And they won't play at home again here at Hawk Gym until January 30th against Hondo. Jumper by Hewen is short, trying to bank it in, but the Bulldogs cannot secure the rebound. And Kenya Lake will get another shot here. Hewen, by the way, led all scorers in the first quarter, scoring 6 for Kenya Lake. No surprise there. Hurst, the feed inside, and that pass deflected and nearly taken away by Bandera, but the Hawks save it. Hewen again on the drive, shovels it inside, right to Graves, and back comes Bandera. But then Graves lost a dribble. Good pressure in the backcourt by Ramos, leading to a Bulldog turnover. Hawk basketball at a 5-point lead. It is their largest. Here is Shapey into the corner. Hewen lines up a 3 and drills it. First 3-pointer of the game for either team. And the Hawks have an 8-point lead, 17-9. Just underway here in the second. Looking for their third win in a row. Salas along 2. Off the back iron, rebound chased down by Char Hudson. The Hawks have run away from teams this year. Spoke about this earlier. 10 of their wins by 25 points or more. And Bandera's had a hard time staying in games this season. A lot of their losses have come by double figures. Here's Hudson back into the corner. Hewitt another three. That time off the back iron. Rebound to Shapey. And the Hawks will reset. On top by 8. Trailed by 4 early. Hudson with a bounce pass to Ramos. Three-pointer. The other corner is up. Splashed in by Shapey. She can line it up. Shapey averaging about 8 points per game. Had a great varsity debut this season, scoring 18 points in the opener in a win over Brooks Academy. Bulldogs in trouble. Gimbler is called for the travel. Another Bandera turnover. As the Bulldogs will bring Kendra Shaw back into the game and Caitlin Garinger in for the first time. The Hawks have opened up the second quarter on a 6-0 run, courtesy of a couple of made threes by Hewen and Shapey. Hewen, another three. No, and Bandera has a rebound. It's Graves. She's been very active tonight so far for the Bulldogs, one of their few veteran talented players, and will earn her second trip to the free throw line tonight on the foul called against Skylar Hurst. That's her first, team's fourth. And free throws here for Sydney Graves. Graves scored 4 in the first quarter to lead all Bulldog scores, now has 5. As Ashley Shaw will check back into the game for Bandera in place of Abby Wisdom. One more for Graves, team's top scorer, leads the team with assists, also leads Bandera in turnovers. Again, the ball is in her hands a lot. A kind roll in the second free throw. And Bandera's within 9. Bulldogs amping up the pressure. Hudson being hounded by Graves, pokes it away. The Bulldogs can't get to the basketball. Finally, a tie-up, and the Bulldogs will ultimately get it. Good hustle there by Skylar Hurst to force the tie-up by Canyon Lake. Bandera just 3 made shots so far in the game. More turnovers than shots made as Salas can't handle the pass there. Hawks get it back on top 20-11 here on senior night. 4 seniors playing a senior night here for Canyon Lake. Hurst along with Hudson, Ramos, and Hewen. They've all played and have all had their names called this evening. Hewen down low. Draws a foul against Shaw. And that will send Hewen to the free throw line. Looking to crack double figures. Not a rare feat for Hewen, the program's all-time leading scorer. And the senior knocks in the first free throw of the game for Hewen. As Hurst comes out, and that'll send Caroline Kohlberg back in. Best season of program history. No surprise, it's been led by Hewen, who hits both free throws. She has 11. And the lead at 11 for Canyon Lake. Graves has the ball ripped away by Hudson, and the Hawks get it back. Very active hands defensively tonight by Canyon Lake. Ramos down low, and the Hawks lead balloons up to 13. Ramos has 4. Hawks rolling right now. According to the last top 25 poll in Class 4A in the state, Canyon Lake ranked 13th. They own a 13-point lead. Here's Shaw down low, met by Hewen, and then a reach-in foul is called. But they'll get it against Canyon Lake. They'll call it against Chelsea Shapey. As Bandera will send Anna Guajardo in for the first time. The sophomore checks in for Salas. I believe that's her first breather. And the Bulldogs to inbound. Garinger gets it in to Shaw. Picked up there by Moses. Now doubled by Hewen. Down low. Shot off the glass. Good for Guajardo, and one. It's already 5 team fouls against Canyon Lake. This one is against Colberg. And she'll come out. Melendez is back in. Check that, 16 fouls against the Hawks. Guajardo 7 of 13 for the line this year. A high arcing shot is short. And the rebound chased down by Moses. Halfway through the second, 24-13 Canyon Lake. And the hesitation by Hudson leads to a Hawk turnover on the travel. Bandera gets it back. Trying to make it a single-digit game. Here's Shaw. Open jumpers up. Off the back iron by Guajardo. Bulldogs have the rebound, though. Good effort by Shaw on the offensive glass. Now Graves, a pull-up. That won't fall. Rebound Hewen. And she is hammered down low. Or no, the call is against Hewen for throwing elbows on the rebound attempt. And the Bulldogs will get it back on the 17 foul. Hewen arguing her case to no avail. And Geringer will trigger the inbound. Open three-pointer, line drive shot is good by Graves. Team leading 7th made 3 this year. It's down to an 8-point Hawk lead. Graves now with 5 of the quarter, 9 for the game. The answer 3 is up. Off the glass and good by Hudson. Looking back to her bench, kind of a shrug of the shoulders there. I don't think she called glass, but she'll take it. Hudson's first basket tonight. Back out to 11-point Canyon Lake lead, and Graves will once again go to the free throw line. This foul called against Melendez should be the 18th foul. As Graves will shoot 2. And she's now a perfect 5 of 5 from the line tonight. That previous 3 she made. Again, she leads a team in three-pointers made, only 7. Not a great three-point shooting team. Graves only a 19% three-point shooter. This is her first free throw tonight. Hurst has the rebound. Up ahead to Ramos. A 2-on-1, and Ramos lost it. And the Bulldogs get it back down by 10. The Hawks led by 5 at the end of 1. Lead is doubled to 10 right now, 27-17, with 3 minutes to go until halftime. Here's Graves, matched up against Moses. The bounce pass to Shaw, ball ripped away by Ramos. Up ahead to Moses, lead back out to 12. Defense turning it offense there for Canyon Lake. A 29-17 Hawks lead. Wisdom in trouble, and a 3-second call against Bandera. Subs for the Bulldogs. Kendra Shaw back in for her sister. And Kristen Salas is also checked back in for Bandera. Bulldogs back to the press. Ramos to Melendez. Fires it up ahead of Hewen. Great job by Canyon Lake against the press. Hurst with a shot down, or Hudson, beg your pardon, the shot down low. Blocked by the Bulldogs, and they have the loose ball. Down by dozens. We approach 2 minutes to go in the first. Salas on the head fake against Hudson. And pull up is almost an air ball. Hewitt has the rebound. Hewitt leads all scorers with 11. Finds Hudson open out front. Melendez a touch pass to Moses. Now Ramos the bounce pass to Melendez. And she'll shoot free throws. You know, we spoke about the sophomore class earlier for Canyon Lake. Again, the team with 5 sophomores, 4 of them got their start playing varsity basketball as freshmen last year. Melendez one of them. And that her first point tonight. Hudson will sit for Canyon Lake. Kara Salas is back in, one of the sophomores. A pair of free throws split by Melendez, but the rebound to Carrizales, and the Hawks go to work on top by Baker's dozen. As Coach Burleson yells out, play white the other way. Hewen with a football pass to Carrizales. Bandera staying with the pressure defense. Hewen drives right by Salas, shot swatted away though by Wisdom. Good defense on the help by Wisdom. And now the Hawks to his own defense. Here's Graves driving baseline, finds an open shooter. Shot by Guajardo won't go, and the Hawks have the rebound. Hewen fires it up ahead. Open layup is up and good for Carrizales. Hawks beating the Bulldogs down the other way and have their largest lead now, 15-32-17, under a minute to go. Graves has been the Bulldogs' leader tonight, as has been the story all year long. That pass by Salas knocked away, ball loose, and the tie-up will give it back to Kenya Lake. A year ago in this building, in the finale, Bandera beat Kenya Lake 66-49. Hawks trying to return the favor right now, on top by 15. Hewen inside, the floater too strong. Melendez, the putback, and the foul. Four-team foul against Bandera, the first against Salas. Melendez now with 4 in the quarter. And the lead is ballooned to 18 as we approach halftime from Hawk Gym. Here's Graves inside. Layup is short, rebound Melendez. And the Hawks, an easy path to a layup from Moses, makes it a 20-point lead. Final seconds in the second quarter. Graves at the buzzer. And the Hawks will take a 20-point lead into the halftime locker room. It is all Kenya Lake at the end of 2 quarters of play. Your score, Kenya Lake 37, Bandera 17. This is Kenya Lake basketball on the Hawks Network.
If you bank at Frost, we'll help keep your money safe. If you use your Frost debit card, the chip will make it more secure. If there's a suspicious transaction on your card, you'll get an alert. If you do, you can freeze your card with the Frost app. If you lose your phone, Touch ID login will help keep the app secure. Of course, if all you need is help from people who care, we've got that too.
Where Zaxby's is from. Some like it classic. Some like it saucy. For others, it's gotta be crispy. But everyone loves the flavor that brings us together. And whether you like it spicy or old school, you'll like it even more. Because Zaxby's 5 fan favorites are now just $5.99 each. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's.
The all-new Nissan of New Braunfels. Our modern and architecturally impressive building is more like an art gallery than a dealership. With an extravagant showroom floor and customer lounge, with over 500 vehicles in stock, we have the ability to deliver the best savings possible to meet your budget needs. It's our pleasure to serve you in New Braunfels and the surrounding Hill Country communities. The all-new Nissan of New Braunfels, you've got to see this place.
I've never done anything like this before.
about I just make him perpetually shirtless.
Watch Lifetime. GVTC Digital Cable Channel 561. GVTC. Just plain smart.
You like movies?
There's gonna be some haters out there.
Oh, boo-hoo. Effect sex.
We're gonna stand around here all day.
We're dance naked.
Movies!
Yes! Effect sex.
What the
Rolls to his right, fires downfield, has McDonough at the 25, far sideline, gets a block, 10, 5, touchdown!
Runner tags, throw down to home plate. On line, throw back to third. Tag is in time.
And I now have the privilege of presenting a valedictorian award for Canyon Lake High School to Erica Colston.
You're watching Hawks Network.
Welcome back to Hawk Gym, our coverage of Canyon Lake and Bandera. Hawks on top at the half, 37-17. Don't miss our next Hawks Network broadcast. Boys soccer's on the air. February 27th, the Bernie Greyhounds come to Hawk Stadium to take on the Canyon Lake Hawks. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock, and our pregame coverage starts at 6:50. Be sure to subscribe right now to receive the Hawks Network broadcast schedule. Hawks Network is your home for all Canyon Lake High School athletics coverage. Once again, your score at the half, all Canyon Lake. Hawks 37, Bulldogs 17. This is Canyon Lake basketball on the Hawks Network.
We are the UIL.
From the coaches
to the players,
to the educators.
We've been in your shoes.
Extracurricular activities are essential to the development of our youth.
From proposed rule changes
to the relaxation of transfer rules, we keep it fair.
New academic contests, we hear you loud and clear.
New events are music to our ears. We just added film. That's a wrap.
Educational activities help young people become productive citizens.
From staph infections to steroid use,
to cardiac and concussions.
Health and safety is a priority.
Heat, heart, and health history.
From heat-related illness to head injuries to heart-related issues to the medical history of students.
Your well-being is our priority because we are the UIL.
We are the UIL.
We are the UIL.
We are the UIL.
You like movies?
There's gonna be some haters out there.
Oh, boo-hoo. Effect sex.
We're gonna stand around here all day.
We're dance naked.
Movies!
Yes! Effect sex.
What the
Effect sex.
Rolls to his right, fires downfield, has McDonough at the 25, far sideline, gets a block, 10, 5, touchdown!
Runner tags, throw down to home plate. On line, throw back to third. Tag is in time.
And I now have the privilege of presenting a valedictorian award for Canyon Lake High School to Erica Colston.
You're watching Hawks Network.
Stream live episodes of your favorite shows on the HGTV app. Download the app and watch the latest shows for free.
Raise your hand if you want to break some stuff.
Whack it.
Because you're in control.
We're trying to help families get top dollar for their current place and get them into a home that works for the family.
Your shows, when and where you want them.
Are y'all ready to see your fixer-upper?
It's a big deal.
You excited as I am?
Done.
Stream now on your favorite devices. The biggest season of Fixer Upper is here.
What? We're taking it a whole nother direction.
This is going to be one of a kind.
With fresh new designs.
Love the stairwell. Pretty impressive. Are y'all ready to
Check out your Fixer Upper.
Oh my God, look at this.
All new Fixer Upper, Tuesday at 9 on HGTV.
Watch HGTV, GVTC, Digital Cable Channel 578. GVTC, just plain smart.
Hi, I'm film critic Richard Roper, and I'm thrilled to be hosting the television event And the Oscar Goes To. 75 Oscar-winning films all on one channel. From February 1st through March 4th, HDNet Movies is proud to bring you an uninterrupted presentation of Oscar-winning films. No other network can boast an award-winning film collection of this caliber. Nothing but Oscar-winning movies, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
GVTC, just plain smart.
All new on Travel Channel.
I'm Andrew Zimmern, and we're showcasing the unique cuisines that put the tastiest locations on the map. From hot spices in Asia to mouth-watering flavors across the Americas. These destinations are so delicious, they're iconic.
All new Bizarre Foods Delicious Destinations. Tuesday at 9 on Travel Channel.
Watch Travel Channel, GVTC, Digital Cable Channel 577.
And welcome back to Hawk Gym. Third quarter underway. A dominant first half by Canyon Lake. On top of the break, 37-17 as we start the second half. Top scorers of the game for the Hawks, that was Reagan Hewen, 11 points for the senior. And for Bandera, that was Sydney Graves. She scored 10. Graves is 3 short to start the third quarter. And the Hawks have the rebound. A dominant second quarter by Canyon Lake, outscoring Bandera 23-8 as Alexa Ramos misfires on the three there. And the Bulldogs get it back. The team trying to stop a 5-game skid and pick up their first 28-40 win. But they have a long road to travel right now. Shaw with the feed, and the bank is good for Deja Morrow. Moore the bucket, her first field goal tonight. And the senior makes it an 18-point Canyon Lake lead. If the chips weren't stacked against the Bulldogs enough, again, keep in mind that Canyon Lake is nearly unbeatable at home, 11-1 this year. Only Navarro knocked them off about a month ago, December the 19th. Hurst with the feed into the corner. Here is Hewen. Lines up a three. Her second from deep tonight. Hewen's got 14. And the 21-point lead is Canyon Lake's largest. Answer three by Graves, way off, defended well by Ramos. Shapey has the rebound. Here is Ramos for the lay-in. Ramos, that was 6. Seniors doing it right now for Canyon Lake as the Hawks have built a 23-point lead. And another near turnover, but a kickball called against the Hawks. Again, talking about Ramos and Hewen, two of the best players in program history. Hewen, the all-time leading scorer, and no players more steals and assists in Hawk history than Ramos does, as the Bulldogs commit another turnover. A win tonight would put Canyon Lake at 3-1 in 28-4A play in prime position to make the postseason for just the third time in team history. Quite a remarkable turnaround season for Canyon Lake. 12 wins a year ago. They've doubled that already this season with 4 games left to play after tonight. Bandera back to the zone defense. A team that needs some stops because offensively they don't score much. They're averaging about 38 points per game as they get a stop there. And 38 won't be enough tonight, even if Canyon Lake doesn't score another point. Here's Graves. Led all Bulldog scorers in the first half with 10. Gets it back from Salas. Graves trying to cut her way inside. And a whistle to foul called. And they'll call it against Shapey. Team's first and free throws here for Bandera. Graves was 5 of 6 from the line in the first half. First one spins off as the Hawks will bring Lainey Moses back in, as Shapey sits with her third foul tonight. Graves has 11. The Hawks have the basketball back on top by 22. Ramos off of Hewen's screen. Picks up her dribble. In trouble now. And the Hawks know anytime a player's in trouble, just find number 35. She'll bail you out. And Hewen draws a foul. She'll shoot a couple of free throws. Was 2 of 2 from the line back in the first half. She's got 14 points and leads all scorers, 2 shy of her per-game average. Way off of the first free throw. 2-time first-team All-District player on her way to earning those honors for the third year in a row. Splits the pair. 3 minutes gone by in the third. It's all Kenya Lake on top right now, 43-30. And Shaw travels. Team's third leading scorer, Kendra Shaw, is scoreless tonight. Averages about 6 points and 6 rebounds per game. Hasn't had much of an impact this evening. Ramos not being met with much resistance. Attacks down low, but the layup too strong. Graves the other way for Bandera. Graves has the ball poked away by Hewen, off her leg and right back to Canyon Lake. Great job by the Hawks getting back on defense. And Coach Burleson right now not happy with the lack of an offensive execution right now by Canyon Lake. And there's the reason why. Another turnover for the Hawks. Coach Burleson looking for coachable moments with the team on top comfortably. As Marley Carrizales and Lainey Moses are back in for Canyon Lake. As is Caroline Colbert. Just 3 points so far in the quarter for Bandera. Stays that way as that misfire by Wisdom Lisa. Rebound by Ramos. Hewen the other way for Kenya Lake. Out to Ramos. Open for a moment. And we'll now reset the offense into Hewen. And they're going to get Salas on the hold. That's a team's second foul of the half. As Melendez will come in for Kenya Lake. Ramos will get a breather. Second foul against Salas. Halfway through a low-scoring third quarter. The Hawks led at the break, 37-17. Here's Carrizales. Now to Melendez. Inside. Moses lost it, though, and Salas has the loose ball for the Bulldogs. Trying to make a run. Salas instead runs it to Hewen. Moses the other way. Finds Hewen cutting inside. Hewen now with 17. Nearly outscoring Bandera herself. Another pass knocked away, that time by Melendez. The Hawks are going to have numbers. Hewen into Carrizales. Shot blocked by Shaw. Ball loose. A tie-up will send the basketball back to Bandera. As Hewen will get a breather and Ramos quickly back up off the bench into the game for Kenya Lake. Hawks looking for their 25th win. And keep improving upon their program record and wins in a single season. Previously it was 19. They've obliterated that, as this has been the best season in Kenya Lake basketball history. Curious to see what kind of run the Hawks could make in the postseason. Ramos Inside. No help defense there by Bandera, but Ramos missed the lay-in. And the rebound tapped out to Salas. Salas the other way. Pass slapped away by Salas. Saved by the Bulldogs. Jumper short, but free throws now coming up for Bandera. And again, Graves will shoot them. Split a pair earlier in the quarter. Graves has a team-high 11. 6 of her points have come for the foul line. Short on the first. Hurst and Shapey back in for Kenya Lake as Ramos and Colberg will come out. One more for Graves, trying to put this team on her back, but it might not be enough tonight. Again, splits 2 free throws. Hawk ball at a 24-point lead. And again, they've already won 10 games this year by 25 points or more. They've done this to a lot of teams this year. 2 of the wins have come against opponents who were held as single-digit scoring. The Hawks have been great defensively this year as that layup is short by Hurst. And the Bulldogs have the rebound. Graves. A lot of dribbling, and the pull-up is short. Good box out by Shapey. Back comes Kenya Lake on top, 45-21 as we approach 2 minutes to go here in the third. Hawks are up by 5 at the end of 1, led by 20 at halftime. But getting a bit careless with the basketball here in the second half. Graves. That by Salas. Long jumpers up, short again. Rebound in traffic by Moses. But awkwardly going down to the floor and called for the travel. Bulldogs get it back as Melendez comes out and Colberg is back in for Kenya Lake. Quarter 3 is up off the top of the backboard by Guajardo. Her first three-point attempt this year. The other way comes Moses. Layup no good. Put back is by Hurst for her first basket tonight. 26-point lead is Kenya Lake's largest. Go all the way back to the start of the game. Bandera open at a 4-0 run. Since then, all Hawks. They hear the Hawks whistle for a foul. They'll get it against Hurst. Team's third. As Bandera will send Garinger back in. By the way, should note that the Bulldogs are down. And an important player tonight is that shot by Shaw, or Wisdom rather, blocked by Kenya Lake. And they'll get it back up by 26. Presley Mooney, a junior averaging about 6 points, 6 boards per game, the team's 4th leading scorer, out tonight with an illness, one of the regular starters. Tough for the Bulldogs not to have her tonight as they get a block shot there. And the basketball with under a minute to go, down by 26. Graves a pull-up. Short again. Graves putting up a lot of shots, not falling here in the third quarter. As Shapey has the rebound for Kenya Lake. Just 4 points a quarter for Bandera. Only one made shot. That was by Morrow. And it was early. Pass deflected by Graves, but the Hawks will keep it with 25 to go in the third. And by the way, the Hawks are 3 points away from an important watermark. When they score 50 or more this year, you can't beat them. Kenya Lake a perfect 11-0 when they score 50 or more points. Carrizales off the no-look feed by Shapey. Bandera, though, off the block, has it the other way. That shot is short. Back comes Kenya Lake. Final 10 seconds. Carrizales the other way. The lay-in swatted away by Wisdom. Saves it in. And back to Moses at the buzzer. Carrizales' shot will count him. It goes, and it does. A buzzer-beating three And the Hawks will take a 29-point lead into the fourth quarter. Your score at the end of 3, Canyon Lake 50, Bandera 21. This is Canyon Lake basketball on the Hawks Network.
When you're ready for a break, hurry in to Chicken Express. Let us do all the cooking for you. We always offer high-quality, affordable meals that the entire family will enjoy. Our chicken is never frozen and it's hand-battered fresh so you can really taste the difference. You can expect fast and friendly service at Chicken Express, whether you dine in, drive through, or drive up. Hurry in and hurry back to Chicken Express.
How can 11 girls go missing? No suspect was identified. There's an inmate. He has confessed to murdering 11 girls, but he's retracted his confessions. Who is this guy?
Ed, what happened?
Watch A&E, GVTC Digital Cable Channel 558. GVTC, just plain smart.
Welcome back to Hawk Gym. Ready to start the fourth quarter. All Canyon Lake on top 50-21. Led by 20 at the break. The Hawks expanding that lead by outscoring Bandera in the third quarter 13-4. Got a buzzer-beating 3 to end the third, courtesy of Marley Carrizales. Top scorer in the game for Canyon Lake is Reagan Hune. She's got 17. Lead of the way for the Bulldogs is Sydney Graves. She has a dozen. But the Bulldogs have been unable to generate much offense outside of her. After Graves, the second leading scorer tonight is Kristen Salas with 3 points. As Deja Morrow shoots 2 free throws, only a 40% free throw shooter, short on the first. Meanwhile, for Canyon Lake, on top of the big night by Hewen, the Hawks have also gotten 6 from Moses, 5 from Carrizales as Morrow splits the pair, 4 each from Kohlberg and Melendez. Ramos has also scored 6 for Canyon Lake. On the floor out there with Hewen, joined by Kohlberg, Melendez, and Hudson. Ramos off the pass by Melendez, can't get the finish. Rebound, Kohlberg. A fight for the basketball with Morrow, but the Bulldogs will get it back with the arrow pointing in their favor. Approaching 7 minutes to go in the game. 7 minutes separating Canyon Lake from its third win in a row. It'd be their first 3-game winning streak since mid-December. Here's Garinger. Out to Graves. Now Morrow again. Inside Wisdom against Melendez. Backs her down. A wild shot may have been blocked by Melendez. Saved by the Bulldogs though, but right to Hudson. Hawk basketball on a 28-point lead. Ramos at the point for Canyon Lake. Out to Hewen. And the future North Dakota State Bison on the attack draws a reaching foul, as Kendra Shaw will check back in for the Bulldogs, who will come in for Garinger. Meanwhile, Kohlberg will sit for the Hawks. Skylar Hurst back in. Inbound to Hurst. Out to Melendez. Whistle before the corner 3 by Hewen. It's a 3-second call against Canyon Lake. Wisdom. The Shaw. Touch pass. Corner 3 is up. Spins out for Jaylee Jewell. Rebound. Morrow trying to fight for it for the Bulldogs. Still loose. Another tie-up called, and this time the arrow will give the basketball back to Canyon Lake. Again, the Hawks are off after tonight for a week. Won't play again until next Friday, when they will start the second round of 28-4A play here at Hawk Gym against Bernie. The Greyhounds beat the Hawks to start 28-4A play a couple of weeks ago as the Hawks turn it over. After that, on the road at Hondo on January 30th. The final home game, February 2nd against Fredericksburg. And the season finale on the road at Bandera on February 6th. Free throws again coming up for Bandera. This time it is Wisdom, just a 44% free throw shooter. Can't hit the first. Wisdom just 2 points tonight. Came back in the first quarter. This for a player averaging about 7 per game. Team's top shot blocker, best field goal shooter as well at 44%. Hasn't had many open looks tonight. And splits the pair. 2 minutes gone by in the fourth quarter. And a steal by Graves. Got it right away from Shapey and lays it in. Graves has 14. And the Hawk lead down to 25. Under 6 minutes to go in the fourth. Ramos a bounce pass to Hurst. The answer basket won't go. Put back by Melendez, may have been blocked, and the Bulldogs get it back. Good start of the fourth quarter defensively for Bandera. Pass knocked away by Ramos. Graves falls down. Ramos takes it away. A whistle, I think they're going to say that the ball went out on Graves first, so it's ball out of bounds for Kenya Lake as the Bulldogs bring in a slew of subs. Looking for answers, down by 25. The Hawks, though, still scoreless in this fourth quarter. Ramos into Melendez. Kenya Lake still scoreless. Ramos, the rebound, goes down hard. Well, pops right back up. A sigh of relief there for the Kenya Lake bench. If the Hawks are going to make a postseason run, Ramos will be a big factor in that. Veteran senior point guard. Try to shake off that hard fall. Officials trying to sort out the foul here. It is the fourth team foul in the half against Bandera. Called against Wisdom, her second. And here's Ramos to the free throw line. First attempt tonight. Missed it badly. And you wonder if maybe the hard hit she took had a factor in that shot. Lainey Moses set to check in for Kenya Lake. Assuming she's going to come in for Ramos if she can make the second and get her out of the game. And connects and does come out. Ramos leaves with 7. Melendez also out as Colbert checks back in. Approaching the 5-minute mark of the fourth quarter, it has been all Kenya Lake. And a travel call to the corner against Guajardo. Bulldogs, again, the turnover problems have reared their ugly head this evening. A young team that Coach Casey Bottas has enjoyed coaching this year has called this a rebuilding season for Bandera. Again, a team that lost a lot from a year ago, a team that won 19 games. As that ball falls right to Jewell, can't hit the jumper. Hurst has the rebound for Kenya Lake and draws a foul. The Bulldogs tasked with replacing 6 all-district players from last year's team that won 19 games. Reached the area round of the playoffs. They've been to the postseason back-to-back years. Made those runs with virtually the same group of players. No longer on the team, and it's been a rebuild for the Bulldogs this year. Kohlberg got the shot off, but whistled for a travel first. Still no field goals in the fourth quarter for Canyon Lake. Hawks led 50-21 to the end of 3. Last bucket they made was the buzzer-beating third quarter 3 by Marley Carrizales. As we approach the halfway point of the fourth quarter, Wisdom's jumper. A little bit too strong, but more free throws here for Bandera. In fact, between the two teams, only one bucket made of the fourth quarter. That was courtesy of Graves. Here's Wisdom. She has 3. Back down to a 25-point Canyon Lake lead. The Hawks have led by as many as 29. Again, splits the 2 free throws. Colbert the rebound for Canyon Lake. Hawks trying to finish strong to close out the first half of 28-4A play. Pass knocked away, saved by Hurst. And then a push called against Jaylee Jewell. And for the junior, her first. 16 foul against Bandera as Melendez checks back in for Hurst. Shapey goes to work here against Graves. Melendez cutting inside, wasn't expecting the pass, able to save it, but then traveled. Both teams piling up turnovers here in the fourth quarter. Graves, again, has been busy tonight, has not been on the bench much. He's been out on the floor for virtually the entire game. Feeds it into Wisdom, who'll shoot more free throws. Foul here called against Kohlberg. Team 7th, and for Kohlberg, her 4th. Wisdom so far, 2 of 4 from the line tonight. And now 2 of 5, she'll get one more. This to make it a 24-point game. Can't get it. Melendez the rebound for Canyon Lake. Hawk basketball on top, 51-26. The middle quarters, all Canyon Lake. Hawks outscoring Bandera in the second and third quarters, 36-12. A 24-point advantage, and the team leads by 25. Little drive inside. Shot won't go for Moses, but she'll shoot free throws now. With 3:18 to go in the fourth quarter, this foul called against Guajardo. And here's Moses. 6 points so far for the sophomore. Averages about 4.5 per game. Able to drain the first. Again, just 2 points in the quarter for Canyon Lake, both courtesy of free throw makes. One by Ramos, the last one by Moses, looking for a perfect trip. Can't get them both. Rebound to Melendez. Back to Moses, inside of Kohlberg. Open jumper off the glass is good. Kohlberg's got 6. And that the first field goal of the fourth quarter for Canyon Lake. Pass knocked away, out of bounds, stays with Bandera. As Deja Morrow and Kendra Shaw are back in. Wisdom and Jewell will take a seat for Bandera. Salas for the inbound. Gets it into Shaw off the bench, puts up a quick jumper. The Hawks fighting for the rebound. They'll finally get it. And take it back the other way. Under 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. On their way to a 25-6 record. As Melendez is called for the moving screen against Canyon Lake. Team's 8th offensive foul, no free throws for Bandera the other way. This is going to drop the Bulldogs to 7-18 on the year. This will be their 6th loss in a row. Salas with the runner. Off the back iron, rebound chased down by Moses. Moses still with the basketball and throws it away. Picked off by Morrow. Back comes Bandera down by 28. Looking for some momentum heading into their next district game. Shaw to Morrow. Long jumper is up. Too strong. Rebound Graves. And draws a foul. And this will give Bandera the 1-1. Foul called against Carrizales. As Bandera will send Patricia Gimbler and Caitlin Garinger back in. Salas and Guajardo sit down. And the front end of the 1-1 here for Sydney Graves. So far, team high 14 points, make it 15 now. Reagan Hewen leads all scorers in the game. Kenya Lake Senior has 17. Don't believe Hewen has played here in this fourth quarter with the game well in hand. Both free throws good for Graves. Final 2 minutes of the fourth quarter. And a 5-second call. Good defense here by Bandera, as Shapey couldn't find an open teammate. Inbound to Graves. Into Shaw against Melendez. Ball ripped away by Shapey. And the Hawks get it back after they turn it over. Open three-pointer. Carrizales way off. Remember, she hit the buzzer-beating three to end the third quarter. Misfires the triple there. And now Bandera with the foul call there in the double bonus. And again, it's Morrow shooting free throws. First one won't roll in there for Morrow. Now just 1 of 4 from the line tonight. Again, Bandera not a good free throw shooting team. 49% as a unit, as Morrow is able to salvage one on the trip. More pressure by Bandera. Good inbound there to Moses. Nearly lost it. Able to save it and gets it back from Carrizales. Attacks the other way. Moses draws a reach and foul. Not in the act of shooting. 8th team foul against Bandera. 1-1 here for Canyon Lake. Moses, one of those 6 sophomores we spoke of earlier. And again, 5 of them started their careers a year ago as freshmen. Moses one of them, but unable to hit the front end of the 1-1. Bulldogs the rebound of the basketball. Final 90 seconds to the 25-point game. Graves, corner shot blocked by Hurst. Loose ball to Shaw. Her shot is short. But more free throws here in this fourth quarter. We've had far more free throw attempts than buckets made. The Hawks have only scored 4 points in the quarter, only 1 field goal for them. That was courtesy of Caroline Kohlberg. First free throw way off there by Kendra Shaw. Just a 45% free throw shooter, looking for her first point tonight. The Shaw sisters, a combined 9 points per game. Neither scored this evening. Changes there. Meanwhile, Bandera has scored 9 points a quarter, but only 1 field goal of their own. Hawks break the press. Here's Melendez now around Shaw and lays it in. Melendez has 6, her first points as the second quarter. Back out to a 26-point Hawk lead. A layup the other way by Graves, too strong. Rebound to Shapey. And Hurst throws it away. Carrizales wasn't ready for it. Final minute of the game. This one never really in doubt. Shaw in the post. Looking for space and a shot. Short. Melendez, the rebound for Canyon Lake, throws it away again. Canyon Lake second unit kind of sloppier here in this fourth quarter. Bulldogs looking for a little bit more offense before game's end. And what's going to be their sixth loss in a row. Open long, two is up. That's short. Rebound Bandera, put back up and good. And this could be the Hawks' final possession tonight. Carrizales draws the whistle and a foul. 19 foul, 1-on-1 coming up here for Canyon Lake with 17.1 to go. The Hawks will improve to 12-1 here at home with one more home game left in the season, February the 2nd against Fredericksburg. A team the Hawks just beat on Wednesday. Carrizales drills the first. She has 6. And of all the records we've laid out, the home record, the overall record, more importantly, Canyon Lake about to be 3-1 in the district. Carrizales gets her own rebound to the corner. Ball pokes away, taken away by Bandera. Moses got it back, 6 seconds to go. Shapey will hold it, and that will do it. The Canyon Lake Hawks, 25-6. Expanding upon the best record in program history, and they keep on rolling. Final score from Hawk Gym, Canyon Lake 57, Bandera 32. Back to wrap things up. This is Canyon Lake basketball on the Hawks Network.
I'm Jaime Buenteo, produce buyer for HEB. We work hard to find the freshest, best produce available. That's why we work with Texas growers to buy local as much as possible. Over 100 million pounds annually. In fact, we sell more produce than any other store in Texas. Grapefruit, corn, blueberries, and tons more. All grown right here in our beautiful backyard and on their way to your store within 24 hours. This is the local Texas produce department at HEB. No store does more than my HEB.
Rolls to his right, fires downfield, has McDonough at the 25, far sideline, gets a block, 10-5, touchdown!
Runner tags, throw down to home plate, on line, throw back to third, tag is in time!
And I now have the privilege of presenting a valedictorian award for Canyon Lake High School to Erica Colston.
You're watching Hawks Network.
And welcome back to Hawk Gym. Canyon Lake has now won 3 in a row out to a 3-1 start to 28-4A play. And overall, the best season in program history continues. Canyon Lake now 25-6 after a 57-32 rout of Bandera here tonight. Top scorer for the Hawks, Reagan Hune, 17 points for Canyon Lake. And for the Bulldogs, they were led by Cindy Graves. She scored 16. Up next for the Hawks, they'll be back home next Friday, a week from now, as they host the Bernie Greyhounds here from Hawk Gym. For more on Canyon Lake Athletics, log on to hawksnetwork.com. And with that, we're going to close out our coverage of tonight's basketball game. Thanks again to everybody on behalf of the Hawks Network. I'm Brant Freeman saying goodnight.
Stream live episodes of your favorite shows on the Food Network app. Download the app and watch the latest shows for free.
Who's got it?
The chance to become a Food Network star.
Oh, you know I gotta check it out.
Because you're in control.
Let's get these baskets open. Whose dish is on the chopping block?
Your shows.
Well done.
When and where you want them.
It's a life lesson. I'm putting your creative intelligence to the test today.
Wow.
Action.
Stream now on your favorite devices.